Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridgey. How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for joining me and happy new week. I hope you all had a relaxing weekend. So guys, this week I'm starting off by showing you a video that I saw on social media today. It was like a radio show and that someone called in Nigeria, and they normally have a lot of all these radio shows all across Nigeria where people phone in with their issues and they talk to the presenters about it. So I believe it's one of such shows. I'll play you the video in a minute. Is a call in by a young man who apparently said that he impregnated his mother-in-law. Yeah, I know you heard that. You heard that right. He said that he gave his mother-in-law Bele, and that was before he married his wife. So I'll allow you to listen to him while he narrates the story by himself, and then we'll come back and I'll give my 2 cents about what I think about that situation. Take a look.
When I met my current wife, actually, everything was fine. We were dating, and eventually I proposed. She accepted. Prior to that, she had just introduced me to her family, and I got close to the mother, who surprisingly was quite young for her age. Actually, she had my wife when she was just 16 years old.
Okay.
So one thing led to another, and she started visiting me frequently.
Your fiance's mom.
Before we got married.
Your fiance's mom.
Yes.
Knew your house.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
So initially, she started at visit. She would come. She would drop food stuff at home for me. She would sometimes buy me drinks and all that. So there was an evening I was hanging out with one of my supervisors at the office, and I ran into her at an entertainment spot with 2 friends of hers. So they invited us to their table, and we were all just chatting and laughing, and she even introduced me as a son-in-law, or son-in-law to be. And that evening, when we were going back home, but I think the driver was taking a while to come pick her up, so I told her that I would drop her at home instead. And I was really drunk. I was really tipsy. She was stable, but when we got to a particular place, I parked to pee, and when I got into the car, one thing later, we started kissing and making out. Eventually, we had sex. In the vehicle.
Oh my goodness.
And she just been weighing me down, and to cut the long story short, she actually got pregnant.
What?
And I really...
Oh my goodness, that got bad quickly. It turned from bad to worse.
Really got bad. And sometimes my wife would say, why I don't like going to her.
Wait. You went ahead to marry her daughter?
Yes, I did.
Guy.
It was just a one-time thing, but every single time I look at my wife, I look at our daughter, my mind just keeps going racing. There was a time her family had an engagement, and I had to attend. I didn't have a choice. And I saw the son, the boy that she had.
Wait. She had... Your mother-in-law had the baby?
Yes, she did. She did. I mean, because he's the first, they don't have any male children. It was a huge, very big ceremony.
So she wait. Let me help all of us. So she pushed this pregnancy onto your father-in-law?
Yes. I don't know how she was able. We spoke over the phone. I was asking her why did she have to go ahead to have the baby. She said I wouldn't understand, but my father-in-law has always had some kind of little resentment towards her because she
didn't have a boy. So you have a child by your mother-in-law and by your wife. We have 2 children now.
Exactly.
What are you planning to
do? We have a girl. I and my wife, we have a girl.
Are you... I don't know. This is pretty messed up, right?
it's messed up. I've not told anybody about this. I told my elder brother who is in the US, and he just kept telling me. First, initially, he was laughing, and he told me that
He was laughing. Was it funny?
I guess so at the time, like, because in its weird way, it's something people that can't really imagine, something out of a movie, and so he told me that I should open up to my father-in-law. I think that's not so
like,
I'm stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea.
When you look at your son, how do you feel?
I've only actually seen him 3 times. Which is one of the reasons why my wife is actually getting angry. A lot of times she wants me to go to her father's house.
Do you know the situation you're in right now? Your son right now is technically your brother-in-law.
Yes.
I'm
sorry, this call might end any minute now.
It's all right.
Just warn me about my credit.
It's
so
all right.
I don't know. I need some advice. I don't know if there's anybody listening who's going through this kind of situation or something similar. I need advice. At this point, I feel like divorcing my wife, moving ahead with my life and just,
Is your wife a good woman to you? Your wife?
She's an amazing woman. She's an amazing woman.
If I could turn back the hand of time, I would have told you not to go ahead to marry her.
So you guys heard that, right? Seems like this young man managed to get himself into a lot of trouble, sleeping with his mother-in-law, and you heard what he narrated there. But the thing that struck me about the whole thing was the fact that he said this is a one-time thing. But if you really look at it properly, these things are usually not, it didn't just happen overnight. Look at how the thing progressed. She was coming to his house, bringing food stuff. I mean, how can your mother-in-law, not that you are married already, that you say, okay, she's coming to see her daughter, or she's coming to see her daughter's family or her grandchildren or anything. They were not married. And the woman was coming to his house, bringing food stuff. So, from the beginning, this woman had set her eyes on this young man. And I'm sure he knows. He likes her too. Let's be honest, they are both adults. They knew what was going to happen eventually. So they cultivated this, thing on the side. And I'm sure there was some attraction there because he's giving an excuse that I was drunk, I was tipsy. No. Even if you are tipsy, you're not going to go and you won't do it with your sister. Will you? No, you wouldn't. So this is something that was built up over time. The mother-in-law has been coming, or the to-be mother-in-law before he got married, has been coming to his house. He was okay with that. She was okay with that. Yeah. Eventually, according to him, they stumbled in an outing. They saw each other, and accidentally her car didn't show up, and he offered to give her a drive, which I thought was very responsible on both of them, because he said I was tipsy. So you were driving her. She knew you were tipsy and she allowed you to drive her. And then all of a sudden you now parked on the road, decided to pee. Oh my God. These are adults behaving badly, my people. They knew exactly what they were doing. I'm sure they liked each other. That's the truth. From the minute that this young man was brought home to be introduced to the so-called mother-in-law, she liked him and he had a thing for her. You see how he was describing how she's kind of young. She had her baby when she was 15. So we don't know how old she is, but she's young and all that. And she was coming to my house and you were okay with it. She was probably bringing food. The mother-in-law is an agbaya that will come to the daughter's fiance's house, bringing food, knowing that she has motive. She already had, the motive was that she was going to sleep with him because she was looking for a male child. Yeah, okay. So it wasn't, I just wanted to establish that this one-time thing that I was saying was built up. They may have had, the kerewa once, but it was built up over time, right? So she got pregnant and decided to keep the baby and stick it on the husband. So this is another DNA palaver right there and there. It is a clear case of DNA because it's not the father, the father-in-law that is the biological father of this child. So you already know. But the thing that struck me about this whole thing is that this young man said he's not told anyone. He only told the senior brother who was in the US. But he had the courage to phone into a radio station, a national radio station, to tell the whole world this matter and to ask for advice. I'm not saying that it's not good for people to seek counsel anyhow you feel like you need it, but I thought he would have done the respectful thing, which is to call his wife. He described his wife as somebody that is amazing, is an amazing wife. But I mean, this is really kata kata. He didn't even have the decency to call the wife and say, look, oh, this thing happened before we got married. This is what I did. Or whatever. But he decided to call radio station. So in all this, in the whole of this story, the innocent bystanders in this matter now is the father-in-law and his wife. The innocent wife. You slept with your mother-in-law, but it's a secret. Nobody knows. You still went ahead and got married to your wife. Now, conscience is worrying you and your mother-in-law because you know what you did. The conscience is pricking you now, so you cannot go and visit her. And then she has a male child for her husband, which she desperately needed. Because in Africa, till tomorrow, if you don't have a male child, they feel like you've not done well. It's always the woman's fault. Even with enlightenment, with education, with everything we know about science and fertility, people still blame a woman for not having a male child. I don't know what we need to say or what we need to do to make men realize that women are not responsible for the sex of the babies. It's you. If you don't have a male child as a man, please blame yourself in peace. Just blame yourself. Don't blame your wife. Because women, we don't have the chromosome that is responsible. Right? Okay. And then the woman decided to keep Bele. And the male child, boom. I'm sure they did big naming ceremony, celebrated and everything. Because it's a male child, right, that they've been looking for. And she conveniently kept quiet and sticked the baby on her husband. So all of a sudden, our brother is coming up to say now that I feel guilty. I feel like divorcing my wife. And when I was listening to this story, I was just, you know how you'll be rolling your eyes. I was rolling my eyes saying that, is this guy for real? The only reason why he's even thinking about divorcing his wife is because he wants that male child. Remember how he was narrating the story and was emphasizing that, oh, we have a daughter. So he wants the male child now because the mother-in-law has given him a male child who is a secret, and he wants the male child. So because of that, he suddenly wants to confess, to tell the whole world. I mean, people can easily be recognized by their voice. Anyway, like last weekend I was in a salon, and this woman and I were sitting down there for almost 15-20 minutes. She didn't know who I was. The minute I answered the phone call and I started talking, the minute I put the phone down, she was like, I know that voice. And she turned around, and then my hairdresser told her, it's obodooyinbo. She said, it's you, you know. So voices, when you hear a voice for many times, you recognize it. I'm sure a whole lot of you now, when you hear me outside of YouTube, you recognize me if I speak. So my point is, he can easily be recognizable because of this telephone conversation that is had with this radio station. And this short clip has gone viral now. It's on everywhere. Somebody had already sent it to me on WhatsApp this morning. I saw it on Instagram. I'm sure it's everywhere. So this is not a smart thing to do, young man. I think you should have just manned up, as my kids would say, man up. You should have manned up, at least tell your wife, save her the humiliation. And for goodness sake, why is he even thinking of divorcing the wife? She, of all people, is the one that didn't do anything wrong, and she's the one that will suffer the most. Now wow, ikalaye you, aye nikagon. How are you going to divorce a woman that hasn't done anything to you? You say she's an amazing woman because of your own guilt. And because you know you've done the wrong thing. Your conscience is pricking you and you want to make the poor woman suffer. I think that's definitely wrong. And this is my thinking, that I don't think he actually loved his wife. He never loved her. If he loved his wife, it would not have been so easy for him to sleep with the mother-in-law. He was probably more attracted to the mother-in-law than the wife. And that's why he's hastily saying, oh, I'll probably divorce my wife and move on with my life. Divorce her. But what the young man should know is that there are consequences for every action. So this one that you are doing now, Let your father-in-law find out that you slept with his wife. He will come to your house with he will come to find you with sass. Oh my God. I mean, seriously, guys. Let us be very careful the actions that we take sometimes. I know mistakes happen and, things happen, but you have to be very careful because they have a lot of consequences. A lot of people will end up getting hurt. This is not one family. You're going to end up destroying two families because this marriage is not going to stand by the time this revelation is aired out there that, oh, you slept with your mother-in-law and you fathered a child by your mother-in-law. And this is certainly not to exonerate the Agbaya mother-in-law. She's a very shameless woman who didn't even think about the consequences of her action on her own child, her own biological child. You can do this. If you can sleep with your daughter's husband, then, in fact, your friend's husband will be easy for you. You can sleep with anybody's husband, your own child's husband, a young man. Ha, oh girl, oh yeah, kamaniti Joe. Small shame. Make we just the shame small shame because this woman no even get single shame. Now her nyash go there outside now. I'm a for idea. And then you have the courage to say, my husband has always looked down on me small because I didn't have a make child. So bloody what? You've not heard of adoption? Some African women that are desperate to go and marry, they'll go and marry another wife and give their husband because they are looking for male child. And when the new wife now brings pregnancy from another place, they'll start jubilating and celebrating that the man finally has a male child. In this day and age, gender does not matter. Female children are doing, even in this society, I mean, where we live now, in this day and age, even in Nigeria, women are doing amazing things. Even becoming more successful than men, incidentally. Women, there's nothing a man is doing today that a woman cannot do. Women are the ones building houses, buying cars, doing all sorts of things, being CEOs of companies and everything. So if you are still stuck in that thinking that you think that my male child, I mean, picking, no, now God they give picking. You cannot even create, you can't create chicken. So no discriminate on anybody based on their gender. Now the ability matter. And female children are the ones, in most cases, that are more merciful and more kind towards their elderly parents when they are old. So we could just take it easy. As for this young man, okay, you go so meet in Waterloo. I have a feeling that we'll hear more about this. Let him go and meet the father-in-law and tell the father-in-law and expose everything like he said it was told to do. Let's see how this is going to end. But I tell you, it's not going to end well for anyone involved. And the only people that I seriously have sympathy for in this whole scenario are the innocent wife and some little bit of sympathy for the father-in-law. Not much, but a little bit, because if he wasn't, discriminating against his wife because she didn't have a male child, then this perhaps may not have happened. So the wife is the only one that's completely innocent, if you ask me. Anyway, that's my 2 cents, guys. I'm leaving it in your hands now to leave your thoughts about what you think about this situation. Water don't pass Gary, you don't give him mother-in-law belle, you don't born pikin. How they won't solve this matter? Who go solve am? Mokuna help them solve am. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, guys, and I shall speak to you in my next video. Thanks a lot for watching. I love you. Bye bye.